Hey everyone, JT here, back with another video. Today I want to talk about gas and why I'm done with it. I'm going to be doing everything I can to get the gas supply removed from my house. So what brought this on? A couple of days ago, my solar hot water diverter, known as Eddy, that's the product name, it died. It basically just stopped heating hot water. And we've relied upon Eddy now for about 18 months because the Eddy is incredibly fast to heat hot water. It takes about 90 minutes a day using electricity and the immersion in the hot water tank to heat the water to a sufficient temperature to allow everybody in the house to have at least a couple of showers a day. It's a lot smarter than using just plain old electricity or gas because it uses the excess energy that's generated by our solar system that would normally be exported to the grid and make sure that we always have hot water. And it is much cheaper to use. It costs next to nothing to use during the summer. We have constant hot water and it costs us nothing because it's using that excess energy. It uses about 2.5 kilowatt hours a day, which for us is free in the summer, and during the winter, even if we were using it on a scheduled rotation, it's using about 20 pence worth of electricity a day. But as I said, 2 days ago, Eddy died. To all intents and purposes, if you look at the unit, it looks fine, it's operating, it's showing up in the app, it's just not actually heating any hot water. Now my first thought was, well, maybe the element in the tank has died. But I can flick the bypass switch and it continues to heat hot water. So it's something in the Eddy that's not switching over to actually heat the hot water. So the first thing I did was put a call into Artisan Electrics. They are my local electricians, a company that some of you may have heard of if you follow them on YouTube. Great bunch of guys, really reactive, really high quality work. So they installed my Eddy about 18 months ago. I gave them a call, and within minutes they were able to open a case and get on to resolving the issue. Because of the diagnostics I'd already done, they put a call into My Energy on my behalf, which seems to be the quickest way to get through to My Energy. And within about 5 minutes, I received a call from My Energy support, who walked through some basic diagnostics. We reset the unit, we put it back to factory settings, we repaired it to the master, and it still didn't work. So basically the unit is dead. My Energy are going to replace the unit under warranty, and they're going to have Artisan Electrics come and do the installation for me. But that means we're back to gas for now. Now I could in theory use the bypass. I could go in, manually switch it on, but with busy lives I just know one day I will forget it, and then the family will all be up in arms because there'll be no hot water. So we've gone back to using the gas boiler to heat our electricity. And this is how I noticed how expensive gas was. So here are two charts. The one on the left is from our smart meter, our gas smart meter, showing the gas costs for the day before Eddy died. And the one on the right is the cost for gas the day after Eddy died. So as you can see on the left, about 34 pence a day. That's basically, we have a pretty old boiler because we don't use it very much, but it still works, and it has a pilot light, so that constant tick you can see there is the pilot light, and then a little bit in the evening to heat some water for some pasta. So not a huge amount of gas being used. Obviously the central heating is off at this time of the year, so a very small amount used, 34 pence. That is not including the standing charge. The chart on the right hand side shows the day after Eddy died, where we turned on the hot water system in the gas boiler, and as you can see we're using £1.11 a day in gas just to heat our hot water. So a significant increase, and don't forget this is just hot water. This does not include any heating of the house, which we would have to do later in the year. This is our electricity, just to show that nothing's really changed. So the day before Eddy died we were using about 11 pence a day. On the day after Eddy died we were using about 12 pence a day. So again, no real difference using Eddy to heat hot water, but obviously a significant increase in the gas use. So if we work out that £1.11 a day is approximately £405 per year just to heat hot water, just to make sure that we can have a shower, people can do what they need to do, but £405 a year for hot water. Later in the year, when we turn on the gas central heating, we're going to be adding about £1,500 a year in gas usage to that. And don't forget, there's still also £105 a year standing charge. Even if you don't use a single piece of gas, you're still going to be paying £105 a year. So all of those costs come together, and I decided we need a plan to get rid of gas. Gas is way too expensive, the gas market is way too volatile, prices go up and down way too quickly, and it's completely outside of your control if you're reliant upon it. With electricity, obviously we have our solar system, we have our batteries, we're pretty self-sufficient, therefore we can supply everything we need from a hot water and a heating perspective from that system. So we need a plan to get rid of the gas. So the first thing we're going to do is, as I mentioned earlier, is we're going to have the guys from Artisan and My Energy fix Eddy. That's going to save us £405 a year in gas straight away. We're also going to install a heat pump. Now I know heat pumps, some people will say they're controversial, they'll leave you freezing during the day. There are so many videos out there debunking all of the myths around heat pump. Heat pumps are incredibly efficient. When we're heating hot water using Eddy, we're getting about a 95% efficiency. So for every kilowatt we're putting into the heating system, we're getting about 95% of that out in heat. Heat pumps can be anything from 3 to 6 times more efficient. That means for every kilowatt you put in, you might be getting between 3 and 6 kilowatts of heat out. So a heat pump is definitely the way to go forward. That will save us £1,100 in just the gas prices for heating our house. And then we will disconnect the gas supply, which means we won't have to pay the £105 a year standing charge, and we will become a fully electric home. So we've started the journey to install a heat pump. When all of this was happening, I put a call into Octopus Energy. Octopus do pretty much a turnkey heat pump solution, and obviously being an Octopus customer, this is an ideal way to do it. So I went through a very simple form on the website, number of rooms in the house, type of house, all that kind of information. They gave me a quote. It's going to cost me approximately $34.99. We're still waiting on the final price from the survey, but approximately £3,500. That includes £7,500 of grant from the government, so the heat pump itself would be well in excess of £10,000, but we're only going to pay £3,500. That's fully fitted, installed, up and running, and the old system taken away. Now, a new boiler, if we had to replace the boiler, would cost roughly that amount of money. So not only are we going to get a brand new system, we're going to get the old one taken away, we're going to have a much more efficient system with the heat pump. So a couple of days ago, Octopus came around and did the survey. This takes a couple of hours. They go around and they measure every single room from a volume perspective. They check every single radiator, check all the piping, make sure everything is as it should be. And we're just waiting on the final report from that. Talking to the person that came around and did the survey, there doesn't seem to be any issues whatsoever. So we should be able to go forward with that pretty soon. And as soon as we get those results in, we can get a date booked, and hopefully before the end of the year, we'll be able to get our heat pump installed and the gas removed completely. So we're on our way. Now, I'm going to document the process as we go. The one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to film the installers. If you want to see installation videos of heat pumps, there are plenty of them out there. I can recommend a channel called Heat Geek. They know everything there is to know about heat pumps, and in fact if Octopus couldn't supply me a heat pump, they were going to be the next company I went to. But Heat Geek, some really great videos, and I'll put a link to them down below. So again, we will document the journey, but I just won't film the installers. I don't feel comfortable. These people didn't sign up to be in YouTube videos, so we will document the sort of progress as we go along, and I will let you know exactly how the heat pump is operating once it's installed. With that, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, and I'm lucky, I'll see you back here for another one soon. Take care. Bye-bye.